What's good, everybody? It's your boy Thriller here, and we're here for a draft analysis of the WPD, the World Paldea Draft League. I believe that's what it's called. And before everyone gets on me about the fact that I said I was going to take a break from Draft League after PDA, this league, I'm literally just here to have some fun, here to enjoy sometimes. I did technically already sign up for into the league, but by the time that league goes up, we'll probably either probably over quarter slash halfway of PDA. So I think I should be able to make these leagues work. Like I said, I'm not gonna take these leagues super serious. I'm here to have some fun. I am still gonna try my best to win my games, but I want to have some fun. If you guys are excited for a new draft league, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Join the crew today. We are on the road to get 10,000 views on the channel. That would be the biggest accomplishment I've ever made in my YouTube career to just hit that 10K, man. If I can hit 10K with only being a channel that's 113 subs strong, oh, that would be such an amazing feeling. And if also we can hit just 120 subs, we would have originally hit my original channel's growth, and I would absolutely love to hit that goal before the end of the year. So do consider subscribing, please. I'm really fun. I love to have fun, and this is some one of the greatest showdown battlers out there. Definitely not perfect, but I'm definitely a great player out there. But we're here for low tier and here to have some fun. We did take over a team. I'm going to talk about some stuff that was originally on the team and then talk about the transactions we didn't make. Originally for week one, I will be using the old team versus the new team. So that's going to be something you have to very much keep in mind going further into next week. So looking at this match, looking at this team, there was a lot of Pokemon. Pretty much the top four pretty much convinced me to grab this team if I'm going to be completely honest with you. The top four really did. And this was a tier draft. And so the way the tiers work, you get two tier ones, two tier twos, three tier threes, two tier fours, two tier fives, and then you get two Terra Pokemon, which should only be from tier five. They can Terra up to three types, and it could be any three types that you want. So I felt like that was really cool. And I looked at some of the things that they allowed. For some reason, Wu Chen was allowed in tier five. I don't think that's a tier five Pokemon technically by definition of standards. But then there was two other Pokemon that I think could be argued to be allowed in Terra slash maybe shouldn't be allowed in Terra. Kind of lie. Excuse me. It's really early in the morning for me here. So let's get off. So for the tier ones, we'll talk on them a little bit in pairs. We have Maleficent and Lycanroc Dusk, and I think getting these two together are just disgusting. They pair really well with each other. They check a lot of the weaknesses they have. Then they don't help check is ground types. Ground types are definitely a bit of a problem. And maybe a little bit of rock, but these two really check each other from offensive standpoints. Not really too much of a defensive standpoint, but these mons really go in on these teams and are a really good Pokemon. So I was really excited to pick up Ceruledge. Ceruledge I've only used one time in Showdown, once in Wi-Fi. It was my Terra Captain, and it did do good for me, but I didn't get to be as broken with it as I wanted to, since, well, I got hacked a lot with it. But I haven't really tried it again outside of Terra. I only have done it one time, and that one time wasn't as good. So I'm hoping to be able to use Ceruledge a lot better this time around, and hopefully have some fun with it. And then obviously Lycanroc, which we're gonna name after Sky. Also have my boy Maleficent here. Badass name for this Pokemon, in my opinion. But we've got Sky here, my Lycanroc Dusk, and this I just really wanted to use. I haven't touched this thing since I think around Gen 8, and I think at least. I absolutely love this Pokemon. One of the strongest mons in the game with Tough Claws. Arguably debatable why this thing should even be allowed in Draft League. But this is a Pokemon that can just start claiming KOs and clicking buttons against teams if you are not prepared for it. I really love this Pokemon. It is such a good mon, and I think it's just really great. And thinking the fact that you allow it in low tier is just criminally insane to me. But it's gonna be something I hopefully take advantage of and hopefully have some fun with. Picking up at tier twos, and we actually decided to keep about, if anyone was curious, I think we only kept six Mons on the team. So we kept a little over half of the team and got rid of the other half. But these first four I was going to keep regardless. So Leo, this gives me a good Rapid Spinner, a really good bulky water, but this also gives me a Shell Smash user, which is really nice. Um, It's just a really good water type, and I think it pairs really well for a lot of things. Up next, we have obviously my Typhoon, which was in tier 2. This is a fantastic Pokemon. Obviously, you guys have maybe seen me use Torrent to some success, and I do think Torrent is a good Pokemon. I use it decently well, but I've never tried Torn Eye. I want to see how well we can divert from Torn Eye to Torn, from Torn to Torn Eye, and hopefully have some fun with that. I want to really do something that is fun and different with this. So hopefully we can make this Pokemon work, and I'm really hoping we have some great success to this Pokemon. Coming up to our tier threes, this is the only tier 3 that I did keep for myself, and that is going to be Meloetta. I really wanted to make sure we have a good ghost community on this team, which I think is really needed on this team. But overall, it's just a really solid Pokemon, really good bulky on the depth side. This thing can actually go physical or special because of its ability to change forms thanks to Relic's song. Overall, this Pokemon is just so insanely good. It is very unique, very different, and just overall a very strong Pokemon as well. So, just a Pokemon that I feel like I've never really tried a lot, if not at all, and I really want to experiment with this Pokemon, see if I can do well with it. And if not, then well, we can just find out together. Now for the transaction. So we unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, let's be honest here. I dropped Regieleki and Fezandipity, the trash Pokemon. Now, if Reggie could Terra, that's a different story. But since you can't Terra, you need so much support around that thing to be able to be brought. And I just don't like it. I don't think it's that fun. Shoot. It's just not that fun of a Pokemon for me, and I just feel like it's not worth it. I love what it offered to a team, but it's not. And Vezdipity is honestly just trash Pokemon. I hate Vezdipity. I just don't like it. I might try it one day, and this could have been that league, but I just don't really want to use it. However, I am using a Pokemon that I have bashed on for quite a while. It's a great Pokemon to use in Nuzlocke. But it's a Pokemon that I have definitely kind of bashed and trashed. And you know what? I figured, you know what? I really need to get a ground switch in right now because I don't have really anything besides my Typhoon and my bulky water. And I felt like, getting some hazards was really good to pair off on this team because right now all I have is Stealth Rocks. But I really wanted something that was really good. And I decided, you know what? Let's give him a try. We're giving my boy Spiky Mikey a chance here. This is a really good physically defensive Pokemon, which also has really good offensive capabilities. And what's really great about this thing is it gives me another ghost check to an extent with having no more shadow balls because of bulletproof, which is really great. This Pokemon actually can do a lot of things. Like Spiky Shield is also really nice as well. I believe this Pokemon still retains knockoff. It does. Access to things like bulk up body press. Learns Dragon Claw, which I didn't think that was possible, but okay. But this is just a really strong Pokemon. This thing can do a lot of things in some matchups, and you can stab off body press. It's just insanely strong as well. So it's also a decently good bulky setup sweeper, which is great. Excuse me, which is also really great. Overall, I think Chesnaught, it's going to be really good on this team. I don't know if I'm going to really like it, but I'm willing to try. And speaking of another tier 3, and I'm actually very surprised this was sitting here on the board still. That is going to be my boy Gastrodon, hashtag Blue Game, because of Blue Gastrodon, best Gastrodon. And I have used Gastrodon before, only once, I think. No, twice. And one, I got like 5 kills with Gastrodon, and one, I won a championship with Gastrodon on my team. So I haven't used Gastrodon in a very good long while. And I'm very excited to pick this thing up. Access to Stealth Rock Spikes, is really great. It's a fantastic Pokemon. Access to hazards for this Pokemon now really opens up the door for this Pokemon. Just because in certain lead matchups, it gets free rocks, free spikes, and just again another great hazard setter for this team. And just overall, really great event up for this team as well. So really excited. Excuse me. Really excited to use Gastron again. And with some really solid abilities, mostly just being Sticky Hole and Storm Drain. But overall, this is a really good Pokemon that can really take advantage of a lot of things, which is really awesome. Now jumping into tier 4s, I kept one of my tier 4s, and that is going to be Duraludon, the tower here. Just because I really wanted to try Duraludon. I've only used it once, and that was like for season 4 of APA Indigo when I used Duraludon, and really didn't have a good season. But I feel like I just didn't use a lot of those Pokemon great. It was the first Gen 8 season, so that's a little bit of you know reason to be a little like bad. But really excited to use Duraludon. It's a really good Pokemon. Access to Violet makes it a really good physically defensive wall, which is really great. It has a good enough speed tier, which really opens up the door for my team, which is really great. and another really good special breaker as well. As I've kind of had a little bit more towards the physical offense on this team, now getting some more special breakers, it looks really great, and I'm really excited to use this Pokemon and hopefully have some fun with it and hopefully do well with it. So that's something I really want to try my best in knowing how to do is just have fun and hopefully use this Pokemon correctly. And jumping into my tier four that I picked up, I actually picked up Venomoth. Now, Venomoth, you may ask yourself, why did I pick this thing up? Well, Venomoth has some cool options to what it can do. It has access to Toxic Spikes, which is really great. It also gives me a grounded poison. Quiver Sets is really good. With also having Sleep Powder is also really good. We have Tinted Lens, which is really strong as well, so we can just put things to sleep. And then just start beating down the checks constantly with Bug Buzz or Sludge Bombs. This is a Pokemon that if you do not prepare for will sweep you if you are not careful. I have tried Venomoth, I think, like two other times, maybe one other time, and did not have great success with it. But I'm hoping third time's the charm if this is the third time I'm using Venomoth. And hopefully I use it well. I really want to be able to say that Venomoth is a good Pokemon, and I really want to use it well. Coming to my tier fives, originally we did have Meganium and Munchlax, the Meganium being a fairy, grass, and dragon, with Munchlax being a normal ghost and steel. First off, Meganium is trash. I don't care what you say, Shadow. Meganium is trash. Munchlax actually could have been pretty fun and really unique to try, but really didn't need it, and I just felt like it wasn't going to really do much. So all the other like surprising tier fives that were allowed to Terra, we got my boy Luxray Sparks here, and one of the main things I did with this thing is because I gotta go with Terra Normal Guts, man. This Mon will have no switch in. The only switch in once it Terra Normals is going to be Ghost and has access to its electric coverage or Crunch. This Mon literally needs no other coverage options once it's Terra Normal. I decided to go with the Terra types of Electric, Ice, and Normal for the Terra types on this one. Electric just to give strong electric offense, which is going to be really good. Normal just because normal spam is going to be super annoying for my opponents to deal with. And I actually decided to go with Ice just in case I wanted to check certain dragons. Sorry for hearing my cat. I don't know why she was doing that. Ice just also really check it. I was actually thinking about dark, and I actually might make a transaction for that to make it dark. But other than that, this is a really strong Pokemon. I think people really do not respect Luxray enough to just see how much value Luxray brings, and I'm super excited to hopefully make this Luxray set work. And last but not least, a Pokemon that I honest to God think should not have been allowed in tier 5 for Terra. But you know what? We're gonna just try him out. We're gonna see if we can make him work. Is my boy Sharkbait, aka Veluza here, and we went with Terra, Psychic, Fighting, and Fairy. Fairy just because he was a good typing to check opposing Darks, which could be really good. But Fighting primarily is going to be one of the main ones you probably go with, or Psychic, honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest. But this Pokemon, dude, is so freaking good. It is so insanely strong. It is a Pokemon that has no good switch-ins, and once this thing is, set up, and you may be asking yourself, "What? This is a Veluza. Why is it should be something that's Terra banned?" Well, it's because of its signature move, Fillet Away. Basically, it's Shell Smash, but Belly Drum. So it's kind of worse Belly Drum and worse Shell Smash, but at the same time, this is one of those Pokemon that if you let it do what it needs to do and get set up, this Pokemon literally runs rough shot on your team. The combination of just being either fillet away with water, psychic, and terra stab, then for being like sub fillet away with either dual stab or one of your stabs plus a terra stab. This Pokemon will not have a good switch in on your opponent's team. And if we want to go with good Mold Breaker sets to take on some things such as like other Storm Drain Pokemon, and such, this Pokemon can take advantage of that, which is really amazing. Overall, this Pokemon, very happy to try it. I have used Veluza before and only had it for a few weeks. Didn't do anything for me, but that's just because I had bad matchups with it. But I'm very excited for Veluza. Very hoping to have some good fun with it. And that's going to be the team, guys. So we are using this team going forward from week 2 onwards. We are forced to be using Regieleki, Pheasantipede, Umbreon, which was a tier 4 we didn't mention there. And our tier fives and Meganium and Munchlax for week one. Week one has been played and will be uploaded as soon as I can. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this team, and let me know if you think we're gonna have some fun this season, or we're just gonna get absolute body bagged and just be bad Pokemon trainers. But here at the end of the day, try some fun mons, have some fun, and overall just have a good time. With that being said, though, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.